Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, Twitter universe and YouTube community. It's your old buddy, the GOC, the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, and I tell it like it is. I'll say that to say this. As you can see, we're putting out a lot of great content. We started off doing it monthly, then we went to weekly. Now we're coming up to a couple of times a week. This is episode 5. That's right, episode 5 already of Chaos Corner on my YouTube channel, aka the Big Daddy Show, the Big Daddy Hour, if you will. Again, fans, the new camera angle, I said it on the last couple of episodes. We even have music. Now, I don't know if it's distracting. It is to me a little bit. I don't know how it is to the fans. We're setting the ambiance, so to speak. We have a lot of new equipment being delivered. We're going to upgrade. You'll see the change. But I want to know what you think. So fans on Twitter, you're going to bounce over to YouTube in about a minute or so, and you're going to continue on episode 5, because what happened on episode 4 with the technical difficulties, we got shut off twice. I never really ended up finishing Pro Wrestling Illustrated on episode 4 doing the 40th year anniversary. I think we only got through Dusty Rhodes, Andre the Giant, and Bob Backlund before we got cut off on part 2 after being cut off from part 1 of episode 4. So here we are. I don't like to say episodes or segments. I know that's what we always say, but show number 5. How about if we put it that way? A little different look. So we're getting ready to bounce over to YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, as I said. My boys over at the show, Mario_Chaos. Okay, and you'll get some incredible content. We're having a lot of fun doing this. I appreciate everyone. I'll put over all my content creators and followers and all the people that I'm influenced by. So don't you dare miss it. I'll save that to say this. The Guardian of Chaos on Chaos Corner. Don't forget the Patrick Ryan Show with Dino on Thursday nights. All right, Twitter. We'll catch up with you soon. I'll see you over on YouTube. Don't you dare miss it. Thank you, Twitter fans, for bouncing over here on to YouTube. On the YouTube channel of the Guardian of Chaos, this is show number 5. I still have the music going, and I showed you on show number 4, part 1, the solar-powered smart gear radio that I have here. That's a classic that'll help you survive through the election. We're a mere hours away from the election of the 2020 president and moving forward. I don't want to get too crazy. I don't want to get too political. You know who I follow. I follow Avi Klein because of the platform and the superstars that he brings on. Every Monday, it's Glacier Ray Lloyd breaking the ice and the movie The Irreplaceables. You're not going to want to miss it on Mondays. Glacier Ray Lloyd and Avi Klein. Tuesdays, it's Face Value with Bill DeMott and obviously his co-host Avi Klein. And I implore you, and I said it on the last several promos, go out to the Carrie Ann DeMott Foundation, the daughter of Bill DeMott, who was tragically killed 5 years ago. God bless you, Bill DeMott, and you, Avi Klein, for what you're doing. Of course, Wednesdays, Paul Roma, Maintaining the Truth, the head trainer at Paradise Alley, the president of the North American Wrestling Alliance, with Avi Klein for Maintaining the Truth. Thursdays, it's Making Waves with WWE Hall of Famer Don Morocco. You're not going to want to miss that. The WWE Hall of Famer from the islands, 11 a.m. Aloha time, mahalo to the Magnificent One with Avi Klein on Thursdays. Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Mike Duke the Dumpster Drosy. I say it all the time. For Road to Recovery. And his co-host, Avi Klein. Obviously, on Sundays, every Sunday night, it's Unmasking the Truth with the Patriot Del Wilkes. You will not find a more energized, a more patriotic podcast, and then his views on his time in All Japan Wrestling and the great history, being a football player from South Carolina, making it into business, and now his political views, I consider a voice to be reckoned with, and that would be the Patriot Del Wilkes. Unmasking the Truth, Sunday nights with Avi Klein. And then, of course, there's Saturdays late night for the Green Room. Now, they were supposed to be on at 11 p.m. a few Saturdays ago, but they didn't come on till about 1 a.m. So I don't know what goes on over there at the Green Room. Avi Klein has his boys over there, Howard Collado, Adam Sentif, David Holliday, who was a no-show on one of the episodes, the legendary grappler Mickey Doyle, who I respect. His stories are legendary when he's on the other podcasts. So the Green Room on Saturdays, quite the host and cast of characters. Again, none of these guys know me personally. The only one out of all the lot that I've have a connection with is Pretty Paul Roma through Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. And of course, meeting Duke the Dumpster Drosy last year at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame induction ceremonies. And then FanFest 7. So those are my connections. The other guys, yes, socially, social media, professional-wise, peers, guys that are legends I was a fan of, guys that I admire and respect. But what Avi Klein is doing over there on Facebook Live and Twitch 7 days a week, about 2 hours a night. I can't thank him enough for what he's doing. Again, I don't know if we'll ever see this or listen to it. I really don't give a damn. It's my enjoyment. It's my information. It's what I learn. So I learn a lot over there from Pro Wrestling Elite Fandom, and then the BBWB broadcast, I believe it is, Facebook Live and Twitch. They're sponsored by Right Guard. And again, like I said in episode 4, if I go crazy, get out of control, the chaos, I need heat, I gotta have heat with everybody, I'm gonna go out and get my Right Guard. But they're not a sponsor of mine yet, Right Guard. My sponsor is Mr. Hempel Stilskin. And for all your CBD products and CBD needs, that would be sweetheal.com. That's right. sweetheal.com, Constitution State, Connecticut owned, Connecticut grown. Support your small entrepreneurs. Unbelievable product. If I don't go a day without a Sweet Heal product, whether it be the massage oils, the lotions, the tinctures, the edibles, the balms, it doesn't matter. It's an unbelievable product. Sweet Heal CBD and sweetheal.com, and my buddy Mr. Hempel Stilskin. That's my loyal sponsor. And of course, we know that I go out every time, and I keep saying it, I'm hoping to catch their attention. Red Bull, because it gives me wings. The Guardian of Chaos. I got to tell you. I love the Red Bull. Fans, what are you thinking of the different look here for the GOC? Sans the glasses, the hat, a little bit of unique content. This is what you get for the character, episode 5. And we never talked about this because, again, this is what I say the show does all the time. But I'm going to get right to the task of hand. I'm not going to start off with the NAWA, the Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. None of the updates, none of the news, AEW, WWE, MLW, Impact, Ring of Honor, New Japan, NW. I'm not getting into any of it. It's all history right now and on the back burner because I'm going to get back to what I wanted to cover on episode 4. Pro Wrestling Illustrated 40-year anniversary. We only got through, as I said, the first couple of guys where I was cut off for the second time. Again, when you're unedited, unscripted, you don't have the equipment, it's not producers, there's no mute button. That's what happens. So that's where we ended up on episode 4, part 2. We were interrupted twice. I don't know what happened. Again, we'll see what happens with Boxcast and streaming and all the different things that I have in the works and coming up. And again, kayfabe, there's big news coming up for the GOC. Shh. Let's not get the cat out of the bag, just in case. Because, nothing's 100% in life. We know that. The feather's a little itchy. Fans, I'm going to get rid of them a little bit. Again, all the Big Daddy stuff, the oversized stuff from when I was a beast. Let's get on to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Look. Well, you see what it's about, right, baby? Let me take a break here for a few minutes. I promise I'll get on episode 5 to Pro Wrestling Illustrated. 40th anniversary, I promise. What do you think? I got nice eyes. Women, especially the wife, always says to me, why do you cover the eyes when you do Chaos Corner? You're so handsome. Yeah. I get it. I understand. The ladies on the last episode saw a little chest here, some ink, a little cleavage. So I figured not in bad shape. All right, here we go. Again, I say it all the time. Agua, H2O, hydrate, H2O. Again, I say it every episode, 5 episodes now. Bully Ray, Busted Open Radio, 20 years ago, said to me at least a couple of times, give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots, I'll fuck up 4 of them. I know. I'll say it probably every time. And I noticed that as each episode goes on, and the growth comes in, and I'm doing this instead of weekly or monthly, I'm doing it now like every couple of days, daily. You guys are going to see a lot of changes, a lot of outfits, and I'm still trying to figure out the camera angle. Maybe I shouldn't figure it out. Maybe it's better this way. H2O, hydrate. I'm not the water boy. I'm not Adam Sandler. I'm not making that kind of money yet, but I am being mentored by the president of the Yes Network, National Broadcasting Hall of Famer, 50 years in the business, wide world of sports, the World Series, the Olympics, the Yes Network, creator of Center Stage, Yankeeography, former WWE network executive involved with Saturday night's main event, Mr. John J. Filippelli, host or co-host with Kevin Sullivan of The Curtain Call. Thank you, Flip. Hydrate. Flip might be on his Peloton as we speak. And so now, before we get on to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, which I tried on last show, again, as I showed at the beginning in part 1, what an unbelievable item. Solar powered. I told you, mere hours away from the election. We don't know what's going to happen. You crank this baby up here and under the bowels of the earth of Chaos Corner. I told you 8-10 feet below ground. And then you get something like this, you'll be able to hear and do and see everything. It's an unbelievable machine. I found this, it's a classic. Let's see. My life has changed. I got a lot of things going on. I'm doing 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. I'm on call. We know that. So I get this stuff in and put it in when I can, tape it when I can, edit it. We're live. Wait. Live when I'm taping it, but not live by the time you see this. And I've been saying, at least I'm consistent with my lines and cliches. Let's try it. Again, if you don't go out and get this for what's coming up, to have all the different things, the survival underground here like a Chaos Corner. Remember I said it. Let's see what we got here before we get on to the... And again, this is just a work. Do you get it? Let's see. See what Chaos has here. Solar powered. And this is underground. I wonder if my boy El Ref is watching El Gallo Tres Huevos. It's got a light on it and everything. This is what you get here in Chaos Corner on the Big Daddy Show, the Big Daddy Hour, if you will, on my YouTube channel. We're all inclusive here. All inclusive. Be proud to be who the fuck you are. See what else we got here. Chaos Corner. People requested this, Classic song. Feel like I'm watching Wayne's World. I'll put it on for a little background for now. I promise we'll get on to we'll get on to it. We'll get on to it. 40 years Pro Wrestling Illustrated. We've been trying for a couple days now. What do you think? Again, we have a lot of things here at Chaos Corner. You won't get this kind of content or creativity anyplace else. Someone who's willing to put their face to the product and put themselves out there no matter. Unapologetic. I do what I do. I am who I am. I represent who I do. I am the Guardian of Chaos. I tell it like it is. Don't you dare miss it. I'll say that to say this because there's 3 types of people in this world. those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy, who make things happen. You talk about the faces of Foley, the faces of fear in the past, the faces of the Guardian of Chaos, Big Daddy. This is what you get here, all different things. We're constantly changing. Let me lower this a little bit because another legendary disc jockey here in the greater New Haven area. Trick or treat time. That's why I have the mask on. It's trick or treat time. So that's what we're talking about here also, along with the 40th anniversary of Pro Wrestling Illustrated. Again, I say it, so I'm back in character of show number 5. Let's get on to the task at hand. As we look around here, the new camera angle, things that are happening and ever-changing here for the Guardian of Chaos. You should see all the things going on here. It really is something, and I know these are a big winner. People are always asking them, and fans, if you want an autographed Hall of Fame photo from me, answer my trivia questions, DM me, inbox me, leave a comment, say something, leave the address, get in touch with me, and I will get it out to you. Check it out. We're going to get back to Pro Wrestling Illustrated, I promise. But this is what you get here if you're a fan of mine. You get constant activity. Ooh, yeah. I know a lot of fans like the different props and the different things that the GOC does, but we're back. We're back. We're always adjusting again. I never know where to look or what we're doing here. It's not so much how I look. I don't really give a damn. It's about putting the product out in the show. We still have the music in the back, but we're going to get things piped in here. We're going to get the special background. You'll see what's going to happen. I'm going to put this back down. Playing out of your toaster. Local legendary station. So let me turn it off. They got commercials. I'll turn it down. We'll get back onto what the fans really want to talk about, the world of professional wrestling and where I was, episode 4 to episode 5. Hopefully we won't get cut off. We're not going to keep it that long. We're not going over an hour on episode 5. I can guarantee you that. We talked about Dusty, Andre, and Backlund and all the different accolades and how I was able to, after 12 years, step back in the ring at Live Chaos Corner for Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, and Bob Backlund was the special guest. It was unbelievable. The tribute and memorial to Ray Hercules Hernandez, who was tag team partner, obviously, from PAPW, the head trainer, Pretty Paul Roma. So an unbelievable event. I can't thank those guys enough. That was my association with the legend Bob Backlund. I still can't believe it. It was one hell of an event. It's on my YouTube page. Well, wait. My YouTube channel, the one you're on right now. You're on this now. Let's get on to 40 years, Pro Wrestling Anniversary. Go out and get this. I said it on the last episode, part 1, part 2 of show number 4. The history of being able to get the magazines. There wasn't just one. It wasn't just biannually. It was going down to the corner store, the bookstore, where everything was outside and there were rows and racks of pro wrestling magazines. There wasn't just 1 or 2. There was 15 or 20 as a boy in the 70s. It was unbelievable, bringing everybody to life and the stories and learning all about the territories in the world. And that's how we stayed interconnected. And that's how I grew up. And I'm blessed and fortunate for that. I know I repeated a lot from the last episode. I get it. But this is the content. I will constantly continue to tie it back up a bow, like a little bow, and continue to come back and use a lot of the catchphrases. And if you know me, you know what you're getting is facts, quotes, facts matter. That's what I say. So again, Bob Backlund, influential. We're going on to Hulk Hogan. History will remember him for the crucial role he played as champion when Vincent Kennedy McMahon removed the regional barriers to make the WWF a national force. And that's what I talk about, the territories. And the local territory right down in the shadows of Titan Towers that I happen to be next to, the biggest company in the world. So, of course, that's what he'll be known for. And that's when the territorial system started to take a nosedive. And I really miss it and regret it. I was a part of it in the 90s. It still basically was as the independence, but not the traditional sense. So Hulk was the beginning of it. Unforgettable feature, the Giant Killer. Hogan topples Andre at WrestleMania 3, August 1987. What a memory. I remember seeing it live. It was unbelievable. Perhaps one of the best WrestleManias of all time. And Hogan, of course, Highest honor, leading the World Wrestling Federation as a babyface and WCW as a heel to financial heights and success. He's one of the guys, we always talked about it. We talked about it on the Patrick Ryan show with Dino. You know, I'm on every Thursday night at Chaos Corner. I always repeat it. I will always repeat it. But that was unbelievable as one of the talents. That's one of the questions that's asked most by the GOC. Who do you think has done the best as heel and face? And the biggest turnarounds in history, and right now we know it's Roman Reigns and what's going on with Roman. They try to shove it down your throat for 5 years, Vince in the WWE as a face, and you see him now as a heel in the feud, the family feud with the Samoan dynasty and the bloodline and the storytelling against Jey Uso, and he's hooked up with Roman has hooked up with Paul Heyman. It's unbelievable where it has taken his career, even during the pandemic, and it's really been big, but Hogan was a guy who really accomplished it, as it says in Pro Wrestling Illustrated. NWO, WCW, and of course, the image of Hulk Hogan, All-American, red, white, and blue, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, hanging and banging the 24-inch pythons, Hulk Hogan. He was really something back then. Greatest match, again, up for debate. I said it on show number 4. Greatest match is a matter of interpretation and opinion. They're saying The Rock, March 17th, 2002. I said it on show number 4. Leave a comment on YouTube. Like, subscribe to it, retweet it, whatever it is that you do it. Leave a comment about what you think, and whoever has numbers for these dates that I throw out there. March 17th, 2002, The Rock and Hulk Hogan. Most memorable rivalry, and I'll agree with this, especially when you throw in Liz, against the Macho Man Randy Savage. Even whether they were their superpowers, their mega powers, whatever you want to call them, when they teamed up and then Liz got involved, they had quite the rivalry, and that was something. I was involved in the business at that time. Unbelievable what happened there, and Hogan was such a huge influence, and I loved him in Rocky 3 when he played Thunder Lips, and that's really was something. Again, not the greatest wrestler. We'll talk about the beginning ones, and we'll go back. Dusty Rhodes is one of the top guys here in 40 years of PWI. Wasn't the greatest grappler. Didn't look the best, but how influential. The American dream, and I'll say it again, for everybody, no matter who you are. Race, ethnicity, religion, skin color, which we need to stop breaking down because it's ridiculous. That's why we're in the state of affairs that we're in. And I'm going to have a show on that. I don't usually do it, but I've been inspired by the Patriot Del Wilkes. Andre the Giant, again, huge star, 8th wonder of the world, greatest attraction in wrestling history. Again, not a great grappler. Backlund was a great grappler, so that's the one that stands out right now. But then look at Hulk Hogan, again, not known for being a good worker. So look at the top guys here, influences in the business, not necessarily great grapplers, but unbelievable. They had the it factor, the promos, the charismas, the freakish size, whatever it was that they had the it factor. So back to Hogan, he's the perfect example. PWI, we talk about how Dusty Rhodes had all the accolades, and you compare it to All-Star games, Gold Gloves, Cy Youngs, MVPs, who's the GOAT, LeBron, Jordan, this, that, all that BS. This is what these guys' awards are compared to the other major league sports. PWI top 10 finishes, 113. Top 10 tag teams, 4 finishes. PWI top 500, number 1 in 1991. Hall of Fame for the Wrestling Observer, 1996. The Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame and Museum, 2003. The WWE Hall of Fame, 2005. PWI Awards, 17. So pretty impressive. We know how Hogan moved the needle, and a lot of people say he was the man that started it all. So we'll start off Dusty Rhodes, Andre the Giant, Bob Backlund, Hulk Hogan, as we move on here. And again, I can't believe we're over 20 minutes in already and how these shows fly. Here we go. Ricky Steamboat, the Dragon, if you will. History, he will be remembered for never selling out his ideals by turning into a heel. And that's very true. And what happens in this business, how people usually, because of the business, not because of their own creative control, for one reason or another, stay the same character, the same gimmick persona, and stay as a face or a heel. Ricky Steamboat is one of the guys that did that. Kudos to the Dragon, a very athletic guy, and belongs on this list. Unforgettable PWI feature, Steamboat versus Flair. To Hell and Back, August 1989. Unbelievable. Highest honor, WrestleMania 3 Classic against Randy Savage, is still one of the most talked about matches, top 5 all-time Mania matches after 30-something years. It says 32 years here. We know, obviously, as this flashback, we're coming up. Listen, we had WrestleMania 36 during the pandemic, and 37 is rumored was supposed to be in L.A., but I guess they're bouncing back to Florida. Here we are in the fall season, flu season. They say COVID and Fauci and all them guys are coming back, and the COVID's going to be twice as bad. We don't know yet. But DeSantis in Florida has the whole government open. They've run through the whole pandemic. That's why AEW and WWE have consistently run through the pandemic over these months. And that's where the NAWA will be going. But we're not talking about that in this episode 5, at least not yet. So